Hi everyone. Welcome to this video. This is the 5th video of machine learning series. In previous videos, we talked about 3 types of machine learning systems, and we explained the first 2. In this video, we are going to talk about the third system. Whether the system works by simply comparing new data to known data, or instead detect patterns in the data and build a model. When we talk about machine learning, we're often talking about making predictions. This means we want our system to learn from examples and then be able to make predictions about new, unseen examples. There are 2 main ways to do this: instance-based learning and model-based learning. Let's understand these with examples. Imagine you want to create a spam filter. One simple way is to make the system remember all the spam emails you've ever received. If a new email comes in and it's exactly like one of the old spam emails, the system flags it as spam. This is not the worst solution, but certainly not the best. Now imagine you have trained a computer to classify shapes to square and triangle. If a new instance like an X shape comes in, it would be classified as a triangle, because the majority of the most similar instances belong to that class. This is called instance-based learning. Now let's talk about model-based learning. In model-based learning, instead of remembering all the examples, we create a model to make predictions. This model is like a formula that helps us understand the relationship between data points. Let's say you want to know if money makes people happy. You gather data about different countries' GDP, or how much money the country makes, and their people's life satisfaction scores. For example, Hungary has a GDP of $12,240 and a happiness score of 4.9, while the United States has a GDP of $55,805 and a happiness score of 7.2. When you plot this data, you might see that as GDP increases, so does happiness. This suggests a trend that more money might mean more happiness. You decide to create a simple linear model, like a straight line, to predict happiness based on GDP. The formula might look like this. Here, A and B are parameters you adjust to make the line fit your data best. To use the model, you need to find the best values for A and B. This involves training the model using your data. How can you know which values will make your model perform best? To answer this question, you need to specify a performance measure. You can either define a utility function, or fitness function, that measures how good your model is, or you can define a cost function that measures how bad it is. For linear regression problems, people typically use a cost function that measures the distance between the linear model's predictions and the training examples. We will talk about this in next videos. By training, you will find A and B. Now your model can predict happiness based on GDP. You want to know how happy people in Cyprus are, but you don't have the data. You know Cyprus's GDP is $22,587. Using your model, you calculate. So, you predict that Cypriots have a life satisfaction score of around 5.96. If your model doesn't make good predictions, you might need to improve it. First, you can use additional data like employment rate, health, and pollution levels. Then, you can gather more accurate and extensive data. Also, you can try a more complex model, like polynomial regression, which can fit more complicated patterns. This process helps us create systems that can learn from examples and make accurate predictions about new situations. We have covered a lot of ground so far. You now know what machine learning is really about, why it is useful, what some of the most common categories of machine learning systems are. I hope you find this video useful. Thanks for watching.